Welcome. My name is Joseph Anderson, and today I'll be discussing integrating a custom selling channel with QuickBooks. So a little bit about me. I'm the CEO and founder of Sync with Connex, and I've been working with QuickBooks for over 12 years. I created the Connex for QuickBooks in 2011, and I'm the principal software developer. Since inception, I've helped set up hundreds of companies with the online and desktop versions of QuickBooks. Our first question is, should you build the QuickBooks integration yourself, or should you integrate with a third party? And there's a lot of pros and cons. Our API works with online and desktop, and both systems use a dramatically different API because one is web-based, the QuickBooks Online, and the desktop-based is a desktop system. So to build connectors for both would cost a large amount of money and take many hours. QuickBooks also requires knowledge of accounting. It's more complex than just mapping the order ID to the order number or mapping the ship date to the ship date field. If you were mapping an Amazon order number to your database order number, there's not many rules that you could have. But QuickBooks, as an accounting system, there's a great deal of business rules. Orders have to balance, the numbers have to be exact. Orders for PayPal have to go in a specified folder, and the orders from Stripe would have to go into another. I won't go into the deep details of accounting in this particular presentation, but to take a class on accounting alone, take some examinations, plus having to write the software would take many hours, especially if you had a relatively small business opportunity. Now for Connex, we have a large number of customers. This is our business model. But if you are, let's say, a shipping solution or a listings engine, or you have a custom shopping cart, you're in the business of selling your product, not building and supporting and maintaining a QuickBooks integration. Really, the cost would exceed the benefit. And integrating makes it profitable because we allow you to bring your product to market faster. Plus, if there are support-related inquiries to QuickBooks, we would provide the support for you so you're not on the hook. So here's an example of our QuickBooks desktop tool with Shopify, and the QuickBooks Online tool that we have that connects for QuickBooks Online works in a pretty similar way, except there's no web connector, as you can see. We have a Shopify order with a SKU, the JMA red t-shirt, some basic contact info, discounts. This is for QuickBooks desktop only. We work with a tool called the web connector that does the requests back and forth. With QuickBooks Online, we have a scheduled task system on other computers, and there's no need for a web connector tool. So the web connector is set to a specific interval, and you can see here that we have a basic order with the contact information under bill to and ship to. We map the SKU to the QuickBooks item code, could also be called item number. Custom discount we pulled in, we can pull in sales tax, shipping methods. So how does integrating work? How do we map the fields? How do I get started with this? Our software performs GET requests on your website. So you'll have a page on your site, example.com/order, created date equals January 1st. I won't go into the specifics of what parameters we send. We have an API guide with the fields, the data types such as date, time, or string that you can pull in. But we ping your site, you send back some JSON, and we map it all to QuickBooks. Some of the parameters we send include the order date, order modified date, selling channel name, order status, and order number. When I put together the API, I wanted to make it simple, that we can really query your orders in almost any field. And from personal experience over the last 10 years, these are the most common fields that someone would want to query. Now you might be asking yourself, how do I keep up with the updates? Do I need to install desktop software? Well, it's pretty rare that we're going to ask you to make changes on your side. You're simply going to send us some JSON. We're going to keep up with the updates with QuickBooks. So for example, QuickBooks Online, they changed the way they do custom fields. They used to have a list of 3 custom fields, now it's 10. we'll keep up with that update for you. So there's no need to actually change your JSON around. But if there is a breaking change, we will let you know. If you're a technology partner, you have a custom shopping cart and you have a customer base, we can help you with creating some documentation. So we'll put some information on our help center, and when users add a connection, instead of saying custom store, it can say the name of your product. What fields are supported? What can I map to? What can't I map to with your solution? Almost everything you see is supported. Custom fields, contact info, order items, notes. Our software can pretty much touch any field that's accessible to developers in some way. You can sync sales receipts, sales orders, invoices, or estimates. We can also sync stock changes from QuickBooks and orders that you create from QuickBooks back to your site. And that would require some additional coding on your end that's specified in our API guide. So you're hooked. How do I get started? Open a support case at our Help Center and request a developer account. We can provide you with a QuickBooks desktop on Right Networks. It's a remote desktop. You'll log in and pair. But I like QuickBooks Online for this particular situation. The code for online and desktop for our integration is the same, so we'll just move you over. And QuickBooks Online is web-based. You can buy a copy for a very small amount of money, and then you can remove it or even keep it as a testing environment. And once you've paired our solution, just send us your username, we'll turn it to a developer account, and start writing your code. You can use our documentation to see how the fields work, test your requests and responses. We have a PDF with the text specs, and we have text files with the JSON that you need to send and receive. And once you're testing, just make sure your fields in QuickBooks match properly. So if you sent over a quantity of 5, make sure that goes into the right quantity field. Make sure the customer name, email, phone transfers, and etc. We also have an order previewer tool. If you log into our software, it's on the left-hand side, and you can plug in an order number, plug in some dates, and you'll see how the fields match with our tool. In terms of technical support, we can answer questions on how the fields map, such as how do I map the ship date? For technical questions about coding, please contact your software developer. So what are the costs of the solution? Will your customers pay more or pay less to do a custom cart? There's no additional fees to use the custom API. I've worked with those solutions where there's a higher charge or they make it really difficult to integrate with them. We want to make things simple. Users will pay based on their order volume and features. And for more details on what plan is best for your customer, please contact our sales department. So to summarize, integrate with us and you can sign up new customers that you couldn't sign up before. Integrating with us will save time and money. And to get started, read our technical specs. We have JSON on there, a list of parameters. There's no cost to access our API, and customers pay based on their order volume and the features. When QuickBooks performs an update, we will perform the necessary changes on our side, so you're off the hook for a lot of the changes. So after this, if you're still experiencing sync issues, what's the best way to contact us? If you go to help.syncwithconnex.com, you can click on the submit a ticket on the top right, and you can just detail some of the errors that you have. What sync dates did you try? Show us any duplicate products, stock changes that failed to sync, and we will respond within 1 business day. Thank you.